10th Standard Science, Unit 14, Transportation in Plants and Circulation in Animals. The lesson book back answers Popo. Roman letter 1, choose the best answer. First one, active transport involves answer option 4, all of the above. Second one, water which is absorbed by roots is transported to aerial parts of the plant through answer option 4, xylem. Third one, during transpiration there is loss of answer option third one, answer water. Fourth one, root hairs are answer fourth one, both B and C. Fifth one, which of the following process requires energy? Answer first one, active transport. Sixth one, the wall of human heart is made up of answer option 4, all of the above. Seventh one, which is the sequence of correct blood flow? Answer option third one, atrium, ventricle, arteries, veins. Eighth one, a patient which blood group O was injured in an accident and has blood loss. Which blood group the doctor should effectively use for transfusion in this condition? Answer first one, O group. Ninth one, heart of heart is called answer first one, SA node. 10th one, which one of the following regarding blood composition is correct? Answer fourth one, blood plasma, blood minus plasma plus RBC plus WBC plus platelets. Roman letter 2, fill in the blanks. First one, dash involves evaporative loss of water from aerial parts. Answer transpiration. Second one, water enters the root cell through a dash plasma membrane. Answer semi-permeable. Third one, structures in root that help to absorb water or dash. Answer root hairs. Fourth one, normal blood pressure is dash. Answer 120 mm or 80 mm Hg. Fifth one, the normal human heartbeat rate is about dash time per minute. Answer 72 to 75. Third Roman letter, match the following. Section 1. Answer first one B, second one A, third one D, fourth one C. Section 2, match the following answers. First one D, second one A, third one B, fourth one C, fifth one H, sixth one G, seventh one E, eighth one F. Fourth Roman letter, state whether true or false. If false, write the correct statement. First one, the phloem is responsible for the translocation of food. The statement is true. Second one, plants lose water by the process of transpiration. The statement is true. Third one, the form of sugar transported through the phloem is glucose. The statement is false. The correct statement, the form of sugar transported through the phloem is sucrose. Fourth one, in aplastic movement, the water travels through the cell membrane and enter the cell. The statement is false. Answer, the symplastic movement, the water traveled through the cell membrane and enter the cell. Fifth one, when God's cell loss water, the stoma opens. The statement is false. The correct statement, when the God's cell close water, the stoma closes. Sixth one, initiation and stimulation of heartbeat take place by nerves. The statement is false. The correct statement, initiation and stimulation of heartbeat takes place by sinoatrial SA node. Seventh one, all veins carry deoxygenated blood. The statement is false. The correct statement, all veins except pulmonary vein carry deoxygenated blood. Eighth one, WBC defined the body from bacterial and viral infection. The statement is true. Ninth one, the closure of mitral and tricuspid valve of the start of the ventricular systole produces the first sound LUBB. The statement is true. Fifth Roman letter, answer in a word or sentence. First one, name two layered protective covering of human heart. Answer, two layered protective covering of human heart is pericardium. Second question, what is the shape of RBC in human blood? The RBCs of human blood are biconcave or disc shaped. Third one, why is the color of the blood red? Answer, the blood is red because of the presence of red colored respiratory pigment of hemoglobin. Fourth one, which kind of cells are found in the lymph? Answer, white blood cells, WBC, are found in the lymph. One, name the heart valve associated with the major arteries leaving the ventricles. Answer, semilunar valves are associated with the major arteries, pulmonary artery and aorta leaving the ventricles. Sixth one, mention the artery which supplies blood to the heart muscle. Coronary artery supplies blood to the heart muscles. Sixth Roman letter, short answer questions. First one, what causes the opening and closing of guard cells of stomata during transpiration? The opening and closing of stomata is due to the change in turgidity of the guard cells. First point, when turgidity increases within the two guard cells, stoma opens. Second, when the guard cell loses water, it becomes flaccid and the stoma closes. Second question, what is cohesion? The force of attraction between molecules of water is called cohesion. Third one, trace the pathway followed by water molecules from the time it enters a plant root to the time it escapes into the atmosphere from a leaf. Answer, once the water enters the root hairs, the concentration of water molecules in the root hair cells become more than of the cortex. Second point, thus water from the root hair moves to the cortical cell by osmosis and then reaches the xylem. Third point, from there the water is transported to the stem and leaves and then to atmosphere by transpiration. Root hair, cortical cells, xylem, stem, leaves, atmosphere. Fourth question, what would happen to the leaves of a plant that transpires more water than its absorption in the roots? Answer, when the transpiration exceeds water absorption by the roots, the plant dehydrates. Dehydration affects growth, photosynthesis, etc., which can result in wilting and dying of the plant. Fifth question, describe the structure and working of the human heart. First point, the heart is enclosed in a double walled sac called pericardium. Second point, the human heart is four-chambered. Third point, the two upper thin walled chambers of the heart are called auricle or atria. Fourth one, the two lower thick walled chamber are called ventricles. Fifth one, the right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body through main veins, superior vena cave, inferior vena cave and coronary sinus. Sixth one, pulmonary veins bring oxygenated blood to the left atrium from the lungs. Seventh point, the right and left auricle pump blood into the right and left ventricles respectively. Eighth one, from the right ventricles arises the pulmonary trunk which bifurcates to form right and left pulmonary arteries. Ninth point, the right and left pulmonary arteries supply deoxygenator to the lungs of the respective side. Tenth point, the left ventricle gives rise to aorta. 11th point, the oxygenated blood is supplied by the aorta to various organs of the body. Then 12th one, the coronary arteries supply blood to the heart. Sixth question, why is the circulation in man referred to as double circulation? When the blood circulates twice through the heart in one complete cycle, it is called double circulation. Seventh question, what are the heart sound? How are they produced? The rhythmic closure and opening of the valves cause the sound of the heart. First one, the first sound LUBB is so of longer duration and is produced by the closure of tricuspid and bicuspid valve after the beginning of ventricular systole. Second point, the second sound DUBB is of a shorter duration and produced by the closure of semi-lunar valves at the end of ventricular systole. Eighth question, what is the importance of valves in the heart? Answer, valves regulate the flow of blood in a single direction and prevent backflow of blood. Ninth question, who discovered RH factor? Why was it named so? First point, RH factor was discovered by Landsteiner and Weiner in 1940. Second point, the RH factor is named after the rhesus monkey, which is the animal where it was first identified. 10th question, how are the arteries and veins structurally different from one another? Arteries and veins. First point, wall of artery is strong, thick and elastic. Veins, first point, wall of vein is weak, thin and non-elastic. Arteries, internal valves are absent. In here, internal valves are present. 11th question, why is the sinoatrial node called the pacemaker of heart? Answer, sinoatrial SA node act as the pacemaker of the heart because it is capable of initiating impulse which can stimulate the heart muscles to contract. 12th question, differentiate between systemic circulation and pulmonary circulation. Systemic circulation, first point, it occurs between the heart and the entire body. Pulmonary circulation, it occurs between the heart and the lungs. Here second point, it carries oxygenated blood from the heart around the body, then carries the deoxygenated blood from the body back to the heart. Here second point, it carries deoxygenated blood from the heart of the lungs and oxygenated blood from lungs to the heart. 13th question, the complete events of cardiac cycle last for 0.8 second. What is the timing for each event? Answer, each cardiac cycle or heartbeat takes about 0.8 seconds to complete the cycle. The events during a single cardiac cycle involves. First one, strial systole. Contraction of auricles 0.1 second. Second one, ventricular systole. Contraction of ventricles is to 0.3 seconds. Third one, ventricular diastole. Relaxation of ventricles 0.4 second. Seventh Roman letter, give reason for the following statement. First one, minerals cannot be passively absorbed by the roots. Minerals cannot be passively absorbed by the roots because first point, minerals are presented in the soil as charged particles which cannot move across the cell membranes. Second point, the concentration of minerals in the soil is usually lower than the concentration of minerals in the root. Third point, most of the minerals enter the root by active absorption. Second question, God cells are responsible for opening and closing of stomata. The opening and closing of stomata is due to the changes turgidity of the God cells. First point, when turgidity increases within the two God cells, stoma opens. Second point, when the God cells lose water, it becomes flaccid and the stoma closes. Third question, the movement of substances in the phloem can be in any direction. First point, during the growth of a plant, its leaves act as the source of food as they carry out photosynthesis. Second point, the phloem conducts the food from the source of to the sink, the part of the plant required or storing food. Third point, during spring, this process is reversed as the food stored in the sink is transported towards the growing buds of the plant through the phloem. Fourth point, thus the movement of food in the phloem is bidirectional, example upward and downward. Fifth question, the walls of the right ventricles are thicker than the right auricles. Answer, usually walls of the ventricles are thicker than the auricles because the ventricles have to pump out blood with force away from the heart. Sixth question, mature RBC in mammals do not have cell organelles. Answer, first point, the lack of cell organelles and nucleus in mature RBC is an adaptation to be better equipped for its task. Second point, the lack of cell organelles and nucleus accommodates more hemoglobin and allow it to carry more oxygen. 8th Roman letter, long answer questions. First question, how do plants absorb water? Explain. Answer, first point, the water is absorbed along with the minerals by the root hairs purely by diffusion. Second point, root hairs are thin-walled, slender extension of epidermal cell that increase the surface area of absorption. Third point, once the water enters the root hairs, the concentration of water molecules in the root hair cells become more than that of the cortex. Fourth point, thus water from the root hair moves to the cortical cells by osmosis and then reaches the xylem. From there, the water is transported to the stem and leaves. Fifth point, once water is absorbed by the root hairs, it can move deeper into root layer by two distinct pathways. First one, apoplastic pathway. The apoplastic movement of water occurs exclusively through the intracellular spaces and the walls of the cells. Apoplastic movement does not involve crossing the cell membrane. This movement is dependent on gradient. Second point, symplastic pathway. In symplastic movement, the water travels through the cells. Example, their cytoplasm. Intracellular movement is through the plasmodemata. Water enters the cell through the cell membrane. Movement is again down a potential gradient. Second question, what is transpiration? Give the importance of transpiration. Answer, transpiration is the evaporation of water in plants through the stomata in the leaves. Importance of transpiration. First point, creates transpirational pull for transport of water. Second point, supplies water for photosynthesis. Third point, transports minerals from soil to all parts of the plant. Fourth point, cools the surface of the leaves by evaporation. Fifth point, keeps the cells turgid, hence maintains their shape. Third one, why are the leucocytes classified as granulocytes and agranulocytes. Name each cell and mention its functions. Based on the presence or absence of granules, leukocytes are classified into two types. First point, granulocytes. They contain granules in their cytoplasm. Second point, agranulocytes. Granules are not found in the cytoplasm of the cells. Types of granulocytes and their functions. Name of granulocyte cells functions. First one, neutrophils. Their numbers are increased during infection and inflammation. Second point, eosinophils. Their number increases during condition of allergy and parasitic infection. It brings about detoxification of toxins. Third point, basophils. They release chemicals during the process of inflammation. Second one, types of agranulocytes and their functions. Name of agranulocyte cells functions. First one, lymphocytes. Functions, they produce antibodies during bacterial and viral infections. Second point, monocytes. They are the largest of the leukocytes and are amoeboid in shape. They are phagocyte and can engulf bacteria. Fourth one, differentiate between systole and diastole. Explain the conduction of heartbeat. First point, the difference between systole and diastole. Systole, diastole. First point, it is the contraction of atrium and ventricles. Diastole, it is the relaxation of atrium and ventricles. Here the second point, due to systole, the arteries and ventricles push the blood out of heart. Diastole, due to diastole, the arteries are filled with blood. Third point, arterial systole lasts about 0.1 second, ventricular systole lasts about 0.3 seconds. Here ventricular diastole lasts about 0.4 seconds. Second point, the conduction of heartbeat. First point, sinoatrial node act as the pacemaker of the heart because it is capable of initiating impulse which can stimulate the heart muscles to contract. Second point, the impulse from the sinoatrial node spread as a wave of contraction over the right and left arterial wall, pushing the blood through the atrioventricular valves into the ventricles. Third point, the wave of contraction from SA node reaches the atrioventricular AV node, which is stimulated to emit an impulse of contraction spreading to the ventricular muscle via the atrioventricular bundle and the Purkinje fibers. Fifth one, enumerate the functions of blood. Answer, functions of blood. First point, transport of respiratory gases, oxygen and CO2. Second point, transport of digestion food material to the different body cells. Third point, transport of hormones. Fourth one, transport of nitrogenous excretory products like ammonia, urea and uric acid. Fifth point, it is involved in protection of the body and defense against diseases. Sixth point, it acts as buffer and also helps in regulation of pH and body temperature. Seventh point, it maintains proper water balance in the body. Ninth Roman letter, assertion and reasoning. Direction. In each of the following question, a statement assertion is given and a corresponding statement of reason is given just below it. Of the statement given below, mark the correct answer as. First one, assertion. RBC plays an important role in transport of respiratory gases. Reason, RBC do not have cell, organelles and nucleus. Answer, For A, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Then second one, assertion. Person with AB blood group are called an universal recipients because they can receive blood from all groups. Reason, antibodies are absent in persons with AB blood group. Answer A. Both A and R are the true and R is the correct explanation of A. 10th Roman letter, higher order thinking skills, hearts. First one, when any dry plant material is kept in water, they swell up. Name and define the phenomenon involved in the change. First point, any dry plant material kept in water absorb water and swells up. This phenomenon is known as imbibition. Second point, imbibition is defined as the uptake of water by substances that do not dissolve in water, so that the process results in swelling in the swelling of the substance. Second question, why are the walls of the left ventricles thicker than the other chamber of the heart? The left ventricles has a thicker muscular wall than the other chambers. This is due to the higher pressure needed to pump oxygenated blood through the aorta towards all the parts of the body. Third one, doctors use a stethoscope to hear the sound of the heart. Why? First point, the stethoscope is an instrument used by doctors to listen the sound of the heart. Second point, the heart sound is heard by placing the stethoscope on the chest. Third point, it is useful the diagnostic tool to identify and localize health problems and diagnose disease. Fourth question, how does the pulmonary artery and the pulmonary vein differ in their function when compared to a normal artery and vein? Option A, difference between pulmonary artery and normal artery. Pulmonary artery, normal artery. It carries blood from heart to lungs. It carries blood from heart to other parts of the body. Pulmonary artery, it carries deoxygenated blood. It carries oxygenated blood. Then option B, difference between pulmonary vein and normal vein. It carries blood from lungs to heart. Normal veins, it carries blood other parts of the body to the heart. Then pulmonary vein, it carries oxygenated blood. It carries deoxygenated blood. Fifth one, transpiration is a necessary evil in plants. Explain. First point, the loss of excess water in the form of vapor from aerial parts of the plant is known as transpiration. Second point, transpiration is essential for the movement of water and minerals from the root to the healthy parts of the plant. Third point, but excess transpiration may result in drying up of leaves or wilting and a loss of soil water. Hence, it is termed as necessary evil.